and tell me that moment, that aha moment you had after reading the 4 Agreements.
So the 4 Agreements, my favorite book. I'll tell you what 4 are. The first one is be impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personal. The third is don't make assumptions. And the fourth is always do your best. So I'm reading this book and I'm on the 3rd chapter. I go to the beach. At the time I was with my girlfriend, now in California, at Laguna Beach to be exact. And I'm a big routine guy, in sports, we learn routine. Right. So I'm a huge routine guy. So everything I did was I would always meditate for 10 minutes, read for 30, journal after. So that was like my little 1 hour routine that I did every day, no matter what. So at the time I told her, hey, can we go to the beach? Because I'm a big beach guy. I love being on the beach, meditating to the water, it cleanses, it's super level, next level. So I'm reading this book and I'm reading chapter 3 at the time, which is don't make assumptions. I'm reading the book and I'm listening to, I'm reading everything that it's saying about the assumptions that we make in life and how we need to act instead of assume. And what ends up happening is I'm reading this book and I start to think about my business. And I'm like, I'm making a lot of assumptions within my business. I'm assuming that people are making money. I'm assuming that people are being, led correctly and all these different things within the business. And I'm like, I'm just assuming. I'm not making sure. I got to make sure that people are actually doing this. I can't just assume that it's going the right way. I got to make sure. And out of nowhere, I'm sitting there and I'm just on the ride home and I have like this aha moment. It was like this crazy moment. I can't even explain it to you because it's like a door opened in my mind and all the answers that I've been looking for business, they were just pouring into me like a river. Here, you need to do this. You need to set this up. You got to put this chat together. You got to put these people together. Boom, 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 set it all up. And I called my mentor at the time, one of my other mentors, and I'm like, I'm having one of those aha moments you talked about. You always talked about that. Like, one day you're going to have a moment where everything is just going to click. And it clicked. And I was like, I'm having an aha moment. He's like, the moment you get home, grab your journal and write it all down. Yeah. And I got home and I wrote down, guess how many pages? 21 pages. I wrote down, and it wasn't even planned. I just wrote, flowing. And then at the end, I counted it. I'm like, I wrote 21 pages. This is wild. And then I put that same aha moment. It was almost like a game plan given to me by God. I put that game plan in place. Less than 90 days later, I was a 6-figure earner in my business. And I was stuck at like a $2,000 a month, right. $1,000 a month for a good time. I couldn't get over it. There was something missing there. And then that aha moment was the one that took me to that next level. And I finally went and started earning, over $10,000, $15,000 a month. And it was from one moment to another. But if it wasn't for that aha moment, me realizing that I was just making a lot of assumptions in business, that if I didn't change that, I would have stayed the same. But because of that book, because of the moment and everything, and I feel like it all aligned perfectly, the beach and the peace that I was feeling and the journaling and everything. But that was what happened. And then, bro, everything changed from there. My whole life changed from there after that. And then I started, it's funny, I also started Mornings with Nano a week after that as well. Wow. So it just all aligned, bro. Yeah.
I was smiling a lot and laughing a little bit, not at the story, just because they'll tell you, I am constantly talking about never assume, never expect. Mm-hmm. Hold people accountable, check up, over communicate. These are things that make sure. I love that. I've never heard it said like that. So you framed it very well. Make sure, because if you assume, then leaky buckets. Always. Stuff gets lost in the cracks. Always, all the time. And it's interesting too. It's the reading that leads to these aha moments. And I think a lot of times we think that every single book we read, we're going to read it and just have like epiphany every single time. No, it doesn't work like that. And I tell people all the time, sometimes it's one paragraph, one chapter that will speak to you. And that will be your aha moment. And then you can take it and apply it. But that's why you got to keep reading. Keep trying to find those aha moments. For me, early on, have you ever read the E-Myth seminar by Michael E. Gerber? Mm-mm. So it's based on systems. And I was not running systems in my business. I was just winging it. Me too. Yeah. I mean, you can't wing it in a business. Like, so learning, and then, and it was crazy because I listened to the entire book on audiobook on the ARC trainer. And I literally was like drenching in sweat because I didn't want to stop listening to it. And then as soon as I got off, I did the same thing. I was just like typing notes,
Boom, boom, boom.
and then I applied it immediately.
Immediately,
And you have to, like, because first of all, the sense of urgency in doing things as soon as you have the moment is when you can actually put pen to paper and then go execute it. If you give it a second, it's oftentimes I think there's people that talk about when you have dreams, you should actually like get up and write
a dream
it down,
journal,
because you'll forget. You'll forget. And it's really the same thing in life. Like when you have these moments that you need to apply it and you don't do it, then what do? You forget to write the email. You forget to to apply it to your business. You forget to call your coworker. You forget to call your spouse. You forget.
And then you
just forget. And then
that's it.
And then it usually never comes back.
Missed opportunity.
It's a missed opportunity, right?
Yeah, and I love what you said about the system. Not to cut you off, bro.
No, you're fine.
Because I read the book Atomic Habits.
I love that.
And in the book, he says you rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems.
Yes.
And the story goes, I hit the 6-figure income, and guess what? I lost it 3 months later. Okay. So I get to the 6-figure income and I lose it 3 months later. And what ends up happening is after I reevaluate everything, the reason why I wasn't able to keep it, because, they say it's not about the level you can get to, it's about the level you can keep. Mm-hmm. The reason why I wasn't able to keep it was because I didn't have systems. Mm-hmm. So I lost it, but now I did what you did. I established myself. I was like, okay, now I'm going to do this again, but this time I'm going to have systems in place. Systems for this. And I was able to get it back 6 months later. And after I got it back, now I kept it. So it's funny how life works. I got to where I wanted to, but God gave me a test of it, little taste of it. He took it away. And then I had to find what the problem was. And the biggest problem was I didn't have systems. So it goes back to what you were saying. I figured out the systems. Next thing you know, boom. And I was back at it. So it's beautiful. Systems are so important in business. Huge. And everything.
So on that, tell us a little bit about your business. Like, because obviously you're a motivational speaker, but so I'm assuming you have people under you. Is that how it works?
So I'm a network marketer.
Okay.
And in network marketing, the purpose behind network marketing is we are a network of people that we provide a service or a product to the world in a way. Our product is digital education. So we teach people everything that has to do with making money online. So trading in the financial markets, Forex, stocks, crypto. We teach people how to invest. We teach people about e-commerce, building online stores, social media branding, how to travel for a discount, personal development, and also building the network marketing business as well. So, for example, somebody like you can come in and you're like, all right, Nano, I want to learn how to trade. You're a customer that wants to learn how to trade. And if you just want to come in and be a trader and learn how to trade, then you can just be that. But if you decide, hey, Nano, I want to be a trader and a business owner, then you could be somebody that now you're like, okay, you're going to start building your own team of people that you're going to, trade with and invest with, and you can also start to earn an income from it. So, all right, guys, let's get today's call started. Amazing. There we are. Welcome. Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a phenomenal start to their morning. I know I am. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. And it's always a pleasure whenever we get a chance to jump on YouTube real quick. Where is everyone calling in from this morning? Let me know in the chat. Where are you guys calling in from? I see we got a good afternoon from the UK. Where else are we today? Where else are we on this beautiful Tuesday morning on March 18th? Okay. Let's go. Let's see. We got Virginia in the building. We got San Antonio. We got Tennessee. We got Orlando, Canada, Queens, New York here on YouTube. We got, this was on Instagram actually. We got Netherlands. We got Chi-Town, Wisconsin. I could only imagine it's cold up there. We got Dallas. My brother Gil's on the call. Let's go. Chi-Town. What up, Chi-Town? Who else we got in here? We got Toronto. I love to see it. Daytona Beach. We got Richmond, Virginia. We got a couple Virginias on the call. Louisiana, Queens, New York. Who's in Queens, man? We got LA. We got NY. We got India in the building. New Zealand in the building. We got the nephew in Atlanta. What's up? Oceanside, California. Awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody calling in from all over the world. Welcome, guys, to Mornings with Nano. I'm your host. My name is Nano Torres, and I'm super excited to be on this morning's call. As you guys know, I do these calls every single Tuesday and Thursdays At 10:30 a.m. is around the time that I usually open up the call for everybody to hop in. I know people are coming in from all different places, so I usually give it about 5 or 10 minutes before I start up the call, and I put a little podcast or something that we can listen to at the beginning of the call so we can get everybody in. And then we train for about anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Got a good training for you guys. So I'm excited for today. I have a really, really good training that I want to share with you guys that I really only do a couple times a year. My brother Jug is on the call. Was goody Jug. And I want to talk about failure today. I want to talk about how to change the way that you look at failure today. Today's training is called ROI on failure. Now, who knows what ROI stands for? Put an ROI in the chat box. Let me know what ROI stands for if you know what it stands for in the chat. What does it stand for those that know? What does ROI stand for those that know? Okay, there you go, 7. ROI stands for a return on investment, right? Return on investment. And we're talking about a return on investment on failure, right? So that's what today's training is going to be about, because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you fail, you're investing. A lot of people don't look at failure this way, and I want to be able to change the way that you look at things today. Because one thing that I've learned is that if you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at will change. Well, what if we can change the way that you look at failure? What if we can change the way that you look at your challenges and the obstacles that are happening in life? You see, I've always said this to a lot of people, and I mentioned this here today. I've had a lot of people ask me in the past, Nano, what has been one of your key components to your success and how you've gotten to where you've gone to today? And obviously, I always give the glory and the praise, number one, to God. And I have a lot of different reasons why I'm in the position that I'm in today. But I can tell you guys right now, one of the main reasons outside of God that I'm in the position that I'm in today is because of my ability to deal with failure. That has definitely been one of my key components to my success today, is because I've been able to reframe the way I look at failure. I've been able to get a return on my failures each and every single time. And this is something that, believe it or not, guys, is very difficult for people, especially in their journey, whether you're in entrepreneurship, whether you're a business owner, whether you're working a job, a relationship, and anything. Failing is hard for most people. Nobody really likes to fail. But what people don't understand is that you can't succeed without failure. You can't get to where you want to go to if there's no failure. So why don't we change the way that we look at the failure so that way we can go through the step-by-step a lot easier and a lot smoother and be able to get, like I said, an ROI on failure. That's what my training is today. How to get an ROI on failure. Because remember, every time we fail, we're investing. We're investing time. We're investing a lot of the times money. We're investing energy. We're investing into something that we're failing at. So we're investing time, energy, and money into something. Okay, but how do we get a return on that investment? Because time is our most valuable asset. Okay, energy can't be, how they say it, cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. And money is also invested as well. So how do we get a return on our investment when we fail? Because this is important. This is so key. And when I first learned this, it shifted me forever, and I never looked at failure ever the same. So I'm going to cover the 7 ways that you could get a return on failure here today. If you guys are ready for this training today, put a 7 in the chat box. If you guys are ready for today's training, that means you got a pen and paper in front of you. You're ready to take notes. You turned off all your devices of distractions, and you're ready to apply you're ready to listen with the intention to apply. I want to make sure everybody's ready here today. Let's put a 7 in the chat box. Let's see. Keep sharing this call with more people, because this is going to be a good one. I'm telling you, this is probably one of my best trainings that I do all year. And I think at some point it might be my keynote speech at some point because of how good this training is. And I really love this training right here. So Yeah, let's get it. No, you're on the road. Listen in. This is a good one. Okay, so let's talk about point number one when it comes to how to get a return on failure. Point number one is you got to keep failure and success together. You got to keep failure and success together. Now, Nano, what do you mean by keep failure and success together? Well, you got to understand that when you succeed, you got to be happy and you got to be excited about it. All right. But when you fail, you kind of have to have the same idea with it. Because believe it or not, when you fail, you should be happy and excited about it because you just found a area in your life where you may be weak, where you need to be paying more attention to. And the reason why you failed is because you're maybe not good at that specific skill or that specific thing that you're currently doing, which means that you just found an area where you need to get better, which is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You should be happy that you found an area. It's almost like finding something in your house that was about to break, but you found it before it broke, right? It's almost like when you're building your foundation and you're stepping and you found an area on the floor that's a little bit weak that you're like, wait, before I start building this house, I just found an area on the floor that's weak. This is a good thing because imagine if I would have built my success on this, imagine if I would have built my house on this weak foundation. This area right here could have caused the whole house, the whole success, the whole empire I'm about to build to fall. So it's a good thing that I found this area in my life that I need to work on, that I need to get better at. So keep failure and success together. When you succeed, you're excited, you're happy, you're blessed. But when you fail, be happy, be excited, and also see the blessing in the challenges that it comes with. Because you see, this was something that I was bad at. Believe it or not, you guys may look at me and be like, well, Neno, you said that this is one of the areas that you've been the best at. But believe it or not, guys, before I got good at it, I was actually not good at it. The thing was, I used to look at failure like a bad thing, like, man, I suck. This isn't for me. Why me? Why? And I was always looking at what was happening. But you got to remember, guys, it's not about what happens that is going to determine your future. It's what you do about what happens. I'm going to repeat that again. It's not about what happens that will determine your future. It's what you do about what happens. So when I would fail, I used to be the person that was very negative towards failure. Man, I took a bad trade. I made a bad investment. I failed a business partner. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't save the money I was supposed to save. Like when I would fail at anything, I would always blame me. And I was always so hard on me, which is good which is good in some way, but in reality, you got to look for the positive in everything. So what I started to do was I started to keep failure and success together. Okay, I succeeded. Amazing, Nano. That was great. Congratulations. You failed. Great, Nano. Amazing. Now let's find out what we need to fix. Let's patch it up. Let's get better at this area so we don't fail moving forward. Because how many of us know that God will put you through the same lesson over and over and over again until you learn it? How many of us know that? Put a 1 in the chat box. Okay. If you know that God will put you through the same lesson over and over and over again until you learn it. So if you know that you're failing at something, then get better at it. Don't complain as to why it's happening to you. Don't get sad that it's happening to you. Don't get stressed out that it's happening to you. Look for the area to work on. Look for the areas for you to become a better version of yourself in that specific area and watch how everything will start to shift. So that's what I had to learn. I had to learn that. And I've had to learn that in many areas in my life. I had to learn it in business. I've had to learn it in finances. I've had to learn it in my relationship with God. I had to learn it in prior relationships that I've had that have failed. Okay. I've had to learn that because I understand that that is what's going to help me become better. Everything in life is all part of the experience. So you got to understand that you got to keep failure and success together. You can't make it because here's what happens. We put success up here, but we put failure down here. So when we succeed, we're happy, we're excited, but when we fail, we're down and out because we failed. And it makes it hard for us. But remember, we're talking about how to get a return on failure here today. The best way to get a return on failure is keep success and failure together. If you fail, amazing. If you succeed, amazing. There's a positive in both. Never look for the negative. Always focus on what you can get from it. And that's what I've learned how to do, even still to this day. I'm dealing with challenges right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you're going through certain challenges in life right now. If there's challenges or obstacles that may be in your way at this current moment in time, right? I could put a 2 in the chat for that, right? Let's put some 2s in the chat box for anybody that can relate. But you know what the beauty of it is right now? That right now I'm in a situation where what I'm doing is I'm looking for the positive in it. I'm looking for what exactly is God wanting to teach me in this moment. I'm not focused on what's happening and all these other things that could potentially bring me down and make me sad and make me stress. And no, I'm focused on God. Why did you challenge me in this area? What do you want me to learn here? What's the lesson in this specific area? Where do I need to get stronger in this area? All right. I'm not sad about it. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm excited about it because I'm like, man, this is awesome. I get to work on this area of my life right now. I get to get better. I get to get stronger. I get to become more aware. And remember, at the end of the day, this too shall pass. The best thing about it is let me learn my lesson. Let me get strong at this right here so that way in the future, I don't got to worry about it anymore. That's it. I got stronger at it. I won't be challenged in this area anymore. You know why? Because I got better. So number 1, we got to keep failure and success together. Here's number 2. You got to understand the difference between a good miss and a bad miss. This is important. Remember, we're talking about how to get a return on failure. You got to understand the difference between a good miss and a bad miss. Let me give you guys an example. And I want you guys to answer this question for me. I set a goal to go to the gym 5 days a week this week. And I only go 1 time a week. Is that a good miss or is that a bad miss? Let me know in the chat box. I set a goal to go 5 days a week to the gym. I only go once to the gym. Is that a good miss or is that a bad miss? It's a bad miss. It's a bad miss, as you guys can tell. Why? Because I set a goal to do 5 and I only did 1. It's a bad miss. You got to understand that. Now, I set a goal to go 5 days a week and I go 4 days a week. Is that a good miss or is that a bad miss? It's a good miss. I missed by 1. You got to be able to challenge yourself to realize what are your good misses and your bad misses in your life. Where are you missing bad and where are you missing good? I have areas in my life where I'm really good. I have areas in my life where I've missed bad. Believe it or not, the gym used to be an area in my life where I used to have bad misses every week. I would always set a goal, Nano, we're going to go to the gym. And that's why I used it because I'm actually at my gym right now. I usually work out Tuesdays and Thursdays with my trainer. But I used to, my gym membership, my gym ability to go consistently was actually not good at all. So I would say, all right, Nano, we're going to set a goal to go 4 or 5 days a week to the gym. And there were weeks that I wouldn't even go 1 time. I would miss it completely. I would sleep in. I wouldn't go in the morning. And then by the time the afternoon came, I was on call, so I would never end up going. And I was realizing that the gym was an area in my life where I was having bad misses in. My misses were so bad in the gym. But guess what? I started to work on those areas. And now the gym is a place where I have good misses. Now I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days out of the week consistently now. So I'm blessed here now. So I turned my bad misses into good misses now. Another area where I wasn't as good at in the days back in my days was my morning routine. My morning routine was a place where I used to have bad misses. In reality, guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody here should be working on themselves 7 days a week. You should never take a day off when it comes to working on you. If every day you're not taking time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you're not taking a time every single day to work on you, then you're doing it all wrong, especially if you're not where you want to be at. You can take a day off on your job. You can take a day off on your business. You can take a day off the markets. You can take a day off investments, but you can never take a day off of yourself. Never. You can never take a day off on you. Okay? So you got to ask yourself, yo, truth be told, right here on this call, are you having good misses with your personal life? Or are you having bad misses when it comes to your personal development? Let's be real on this call. Are you working on you 7 days a week? And what I mean by working on you is taking time away from your phone, away from distractions, away from everything else, reading good books, listening to good podcasts, getting in the gym, practicing meditation, reading the word. Are you doing this 7 days a week? Are you doing it 6 out of 7? 5 out of 7? Are you doing good misses or are you doing bad misses when it comes to your personal development? This is so important. This is so key because, believe it or not, a lot of people I know are having bad misses when it comes to their personal development. And then they wonder why struggles are happening in their life, why they're being presented with so many challenges. Because like we always teach, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're having bad misses with your personal development, then guess what? You're probably going to have bad misses with your business. You're going to have bad misses with your job. You're going to have bad misses in your relationships. You're going to have bad misses in all areas of your life because how you do one thing is how you do everything. That's what people don't get. It bleeds. That's exactly what I was about to say. You literally took the words out of my mouth, Gabby. It bleeds into the other area of your lives. If you have bad misses in one area, it bleeds into others. When I was having bad misses with the gym, it was bleeding into other areas of my life. Now that I'm having good misses everywhere in my life, now it's bleeding into those other areas. And now in every area in my life, I feel like I'm having great misses. That's what I'm talking about. You got to realize that. And if you're on this call, let this be a wake-up call. Let this be one of those wake-up calls where you're like, man, you're right. I'm doing bad misses in the gym. I'm bad misses here, bad misses there. And you just said how I do one thing is how I do everything. I don't want this to bleed into other places. You don't want this to bleed into other places. So you got to be able to become aware of this stuff. Iman asks, should we write forgiveness letter? Hey, forgiveness letters are always good. I'll never say no to forgiveness letters. If you want to forgive yourself for having bad misses over the last couple of months, do it. It might be great for you. It might be great for you. This is a really, really good time for you to take advantage of right now. So understand the difference between good misses and bad misses. And this goes for all areas of your life. If you set a goal to save $1,000 this month and you only save 100, it's a bad miss. If you set a goal to post 5 days a week and you only post 1 day a week, that's a bad miss. You got to understand the difference. You got to know where you're at in all areas of your life. Because remember, you cannot track what you do not measure. Understand that. You cannot track what you do not measure. So if you're not measuring the areas in your life where you're having the bad misses, then what are we actually doing? Those bad misses that you're having in your life is what's creating all the stress, all the anxiety, and all the things that you may be going through in your life. Identify them and fill up those areas and watch how everything changes. Because that's what happened to me. I identified the areas in my life where I was having bad misses. I was having bad misses in the gym. I was having bad misses with my finances. I was having bad misses with God. Sheesh, some of you guys may be having bad misses with God. I know what that's like. I wasn't praying. I wasn't going to church. I wasn't reading the word. I wasn't communicating. I wasn't giving praise and glory. I wasn't tithing. I was having terrible misses with God. And remember, if you're not prioritizing God, don't expect God to prioritize you. So today, I prioritize God. Today, I'm having good misses with God. As a matter of fact, I do my best not to miss at all with God. You don't want to miss with him. This is where you don't want to miss. I want to pray every morning. I want to be on point every morning. I want to read the word every morning. I want to be tithing every week. I want to be doing everything right. I don't want to miss with God. I want to be on point with God. That's the one place you don't want to miss. So these are the things that we got to start becoming aware of. Where are you in your life when it comes to these things? So that's number 2, the best way to get a return on failure. Let's go to number 3. The third way to get a return on failure is that you got to have, listen to this, you got to embrace the hard. You got to embrace hard. Write this down. People have uphill dreams, but downhill habits. I'm going to repeat that again. People have uphill dreams, but they have downhill habits. You got to remember, everything that is worthwhile is uphill. Everything we want is going to be hard. Everything. Becoming successful is hard. Getting rich is hard. Building a business is hard. Growing a brand on social media is hard. Relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. Having kids is hard. It's all hard if you actually think about it. It's all hard. Embrace it. Understand that all of it is going to be hard. All of it. There's no way around it. There is no shortcut. There is no easy path. And all of us on this call, listen to me, all of us on this call, we are all old enough and we are all aware enough and we've all lived long enough to know that it's not going to be an easy path to where it is that we want to go to. Stop thinking that someone is going to come save you and give you and throw you a lifeboat and give you the easy path to success. It's not going to happen that way. No one is just going to grab you and take you to the easy path. It's going to be hard for all of us, for all 140 of us that we have on this call right now. It's going to be hard for all of us, for whatever it is that we want to do. And you know what the thing is? There's no way around it. We have to go through the journey. It's going to be hard to get rich. It's going to be hard to break generational curses. It's going to be hard to build your relationship with God. It's going to be hard to become a better version of yourself. It's going to be hard to build your dream body. It's going to be hard to raise your kids. It's going to be hard to grow that business. It's going to be hard to learn how to trade. It's going to be hard to do everything. But like my mentor, Jim Rohn, always said, he said, if you do what's hard now, your life will be easy later. So me, I focus on doing what's hard. I go to the gym. I wake up early. I get uncomfortable. I do what I'm supposed to do. Because I understand that regardless, I'm going to have to do what's hard. Because put a 3 in the chat if you want your life to be a little bit easier later, right? Who wants to be chilling and be able to have a better life where you're traveling with your family, going all around the world in cruises, bills are all taken care of, kids are good, you have no debt, your credit is in the 800s, all your taxes are paid, you're giving away money, all your friends, all your family are living great, abundant lives, you know, you have this amazing health, everything is working in your favor, you're living in your dream body. How many of us want that kind of life? Right? We want our life to be easy like that later. I mean, I could tell you guys right now, that's what I'm working towards. But you know what that's going to require? Thank you, Jesus. Facts. You know what that's going to require? It's going to require us to do what's hard now. You know what's hard? We got to wake up early. Waking up hard is early. Doing your morning routine 7 days a week is hard. Building your brand is hard. Stepping out of your comfort zone is hard. Building relationships are hard. Building a relationship with God is hard. All of it is hard, but we got to do that now. Because guess what? If we do what's easy now, you know what's easy? Not waking up early, staying in bed. Not going to the gym is easy. Not reading that book, not listening to the audio, not doing what you're supposed to do, not building your brand, not stepping out of your comfort zone. That's what's easy. Well, guess what? Don't complain when your life is hard later because you chose to do what's easy now. That's the thing about life, and it sucks sometimes because it's easy to pick up a book, but it's also easy not to pick it up. It's easy to wake up early, but it's also easy to stay in bed. So all of us, we gotta embrace what's hard, because like the quote says, the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. The dream is free. We can all dream it. But the hustle, the grind, is sold separately, fam. We got to embrace the hard. I know life is hard. And the beautiful is, here's what it is, that everyone's journey is different. You may be dealing with something hard, but my heart is my heart, your heart is your heart. I know people that are dealing with different hardships right now in life. Some people are dealing with relationship hardships right now. Some people are dealing with health hardships, relationship hardships, business hardships, kids hardships. Everybody hardship is different, but remember, it creates the same emotion. So people may be like, hey, well, no, you don't understand, bro. You don't understand what I'm going through. And it's like, I may not fully understand, but what you don't understand is that what you're going through and I'm going through creates the same emotion. All right? It creates the same emotion. I was telling this to one of my leaders the other day, and she was sharing her story on a call. Her name is Melanie. She shared her story on a call the other day on Sunday Night Vision call. And she's telling her story about how, and I'll say this with all respects, and I pray that she doesn't, feel any type of way that I'm sharing this, but she talked about how she lost both of her parents to addiction. She lost both of her parents to addiction. And she lost her mom and her dad. And since the age of 17, she's been on her own, back against the wall, figuring out life. And here I am with both of my parents who are still alive gracefully, and I thank God and everything. And I've caught myself complaining about things in life, and I thought about it to myself, and I'm like, when she was sharing the story, I literally put a comment in the chat, and I'm like, God forgive me for ever complaining about life. Because she's had it way harder than I've had it. I thought I've had it hard. She's had it way harder than me. Way harder than me. Lost both of her parents, had to be on her own since 17 years old to figure it out, to find her life, her purpose. And here I am, I was living with my parents till 25, 26 years old. My parents provided for me, supported me, and all of that. And it made me think about it like, sometimes the things that we think are hard are not hard. They were hard. Remember, guys, someone out there has already gone through something that's going way harder than you. Way harder than you. There's people out there that are going through things that are way harder. Don't complain about your situation. Don't. I promise you. That's why I'm glad that she shared that with us the other day. I love you, man. I see you're on the call. Because it gave me perspective on like, Nano, you're not, we think we're going through something. We're really not going through nothing. We're not going through anything. Honestly, I don't even know if I'd be able to walk in her shoes. I got a lot of respect and admiration for the things that she's been able to overcome and the woman that she is today and everything that she's been able to build. I respect that to the ultimate max. But you know what she did? She embraced hard. She embraced it. Imagine that. Such a powerful story. And to be able to create a life of abundant success where she travels the world now. She builds global businesses. She's an entrepreneur, public speaker, and she's like absolutely crushing it in business. I sit there sometimes and I'm like, bro, sheesh, bro, how did she do it? How did she do it? How? But you know what she did? She embraced hard. Regardless of what her challenges were in life, she embraced it. She said, you know what? This is my story. I'm going to run through that.
And like I said, everybody's story is different. For me, my story was losing my baseball career. When I lost my baseball career and I grinded my ass off for 15 plus years, right? I grind my butt off for 15 plus years, and to have my moment taken away from me like that, that was a dream that I thought that was supposed to retire me, my family, and for me to live. And look, it didn't happen. And I was sad and I was stressed and I was depressed. That was my heart. My sister Mel, her heart was losing her parents. And for everybody here, you guys have all your hearts. And it's not to discredit what you guys have gone through in terms of your heart, but guess what? Look at how we've all been able to overcome the hardships in our lives and become better. She was able to overcome her hardship. I was able to become a better version through my hardships. And I know that all of you that are on this call, regardless of whatever hardships you've gone through, you can overcome it. You can overcome every single hardship. So embrace it. Can everybody type embrace in the chat real quick? Because I want to know that you guys are embracing the hard, because that's what life is all about. Bro, even, you know what's funny? Even for my mentors who are millionaires today, they're still going through hard things. So if you think that it ends when you become a millionaire, or you think that it ends once you have money, as a matter of fact, it looks like it gets even harder when you get there. To be real. Just being honest with you guys. Because all my friends, all my mentors that are millionaires, I talk to them all the time. Bro, they're going through just as hard times as us. To be real. They just deal with it differently. But the hard doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. You think that, oh, because once I have money and once I live in the house of my dreams and once all my bills are paid, and you think that we have this idea that we think it all stops, that once we get there. No, the hard doesn't stop. There's this window of life that we're going to have to embrace hard for before things get easy. So embrace it while you're here. Enjoy the process. Love the process. Because that's the key to life. That's number 3 right there, which is embrace hard. Number 4. All right, listen to this. Anticipate failure. Anticipate failure. What do I mean by anticipate failure? Here's what happens with people, and this is important that you guys understand this. When you start something, when you do something, you got to start thinking 10 steps ahead always. Like right now, I'm reading the book, Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, right? And in the beginning, he talks about like you need to be thinking ahead of time. Like you got to anticipate what could happen. You can't be the person that is naive and oblivious to the fact that failure is inevitable. It's part of the process. So if you know that you're doing something right now, that if you keep doing it, it's going to lead to failure, then stop it now. You know that staying in bed every morning is going to lead to something later down the road. It's the law of cause and effect. Some of us right now at this very moment, I believe all 150 plus of us that are on this morning call right now, there's probably one thing that we're doing at this very moment right now that if we keep doing it over the next couple of weeks and months, is going to lead to some kind of failure. Whether it's in our health, whether it's in our business, whether it's in our finances, whether it's in something, it'll lead to failure. You got to keep this in mind, guys. You got to anticipate that, and you got to be able to switch it. A lot of people just keep doing it. It's like the person that knows, hey, imagine somebody that eats McDonald's every single day. The first day, it might be good. Second day, whatever. A week, you still may not see some changes. But imagine you doing it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of doing the same thing. The first time you may not see anything. Fine. But next thing you know, 3 to 6 months later, your health is taking a hit. You've gained a lot of weight. You're sluggish. You can't get out of bed. Well, it was the compound effect of all of that, and you didn't anticipate failure and put a stop to it. It's the person that isn't budgeting their money correctly. So they're just spending. And then comes a month where now you don't have enough to pay the rent. Now you don't have enough to pay the phone bill. Now you don't have enough to provide for your family because you never stopped and put a stop to it. I can tell you that from experience. I've been the person that got money and spend it. I didn't budget. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And you know what? I didn't anticipate failure. And then you know what happens? Money goes. Then I forget that I'm an adult. Then, well, it's the first of the month. It's the second of the month. You got bills to pay, and you haven't even put enough money on the side to pay your bills. Now I've had to go into there's been times where I've had to go into my crypto portfolio, my investment portfolio, and I've had to cash out of my crypto portfolio to pay my bills because I had only saved enough. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but has that ever happened to you guys? Where you had to kind of go into savings, you had to go into investment accounts, you even had to call your boy up. I've even had to call my boy up. Like, yo, let me hold a rack. Let me hold 1,000 till next Friday. I got you, bro. Just, things happen this month. It happens. Life be lifing. I've been there before. I can tell you that from experience. But you know why that happened? Because I didn't anticipate failure. I was just getting the money and spending it, getting the money and spending it, getting the money and spending it. And it happens. It's happened to the best of us. It happened to me. I've had to go into my savings account. I've had to go into crypto portfolios. I've even had to call close friends. Like, yo, let me hold 500 till next Friday so I could pay off this bill and then I'll be good. And I send you that when I get paid next week and we'll figure out the rest. I've had to do that. Why? Because I didn't anticipate failure. I kept getting money and spending it, getting money and spending it. Instead of getting my money, budgeting my money properly, making sure that I knew where every dollar was going. These are things that we all got to be aware of. You know what's a lot of things people don't anticipate failure with? Their relationship with God. People want to use God as their last resort. That's the problem with a lot of us. We want to wait till it's all bad and down out before we go to God. That's not you anticipating failure. Don't wait till you're down and out to then go searching for God. And then don't complain that he's not listening to your prayers when you didn't prioritize them when you should have. That used to be me as well. That was Nano. Nano would only go to God when everything was down and out and I was at rock bottom. And then I would complain like, yo, God, I thought you were supposed to help me. I'm down and out. God, why you not helping me? Well, what about those months, all those months that you spend prioritizing everything else but him? And now you finally want to come to him last minute when everything is down and out for him to help you. And you want him to provide the answer to your solution. The solution to your problems right away. It's not going to happen that way, guys. You need to start having that relationship with him now, all times, during the good, during the bad. Never make God your last resort. He needs to be the first priority. And I say this to you guys because I've lived all of these experiences. I know what it's like to not anticipate failure in business, not to anticipate failure in relationships, not to anticipate failure with God, not to anticipate failure with my finances, with a lot of things. Hanging around the wrong people long enough will get you messed up. These are all things that I want you guys to know that is all possible. Going out and spending money and drinking every weekend and smoking weed every weekend, it'll catch up to you. All that stuff catches up. The thing is that we don't pay the consequences on day one. Sometimes we don't even pay the consequences on day 15 or on day 30. Sometimes it takes weeks and months of you doing the same thing over time for you to pay the consequences. And listen to this right here real quick. A lot of what we're going through at this very current moment is the consequences of the things that we decided not to do months ago. We didn't pay attention to this area, that area, boom. And some of us are paying for the fact that we didn't anticipate failure weeks and months ago. And that's the reality of the situation. And that includes for myself as well. So we have to anticipate failure. We need to know, yo, if I keep doing this over the next couple of months, this is going to lead to some kind of failure in my life in one way, shape, or another. We got to put a pause to it. We have to realize it and recognize, unless I make a change today, nothing is going to change. Anticipate failure. That's number 4. Number 5. And actually, hold up, before we go to number 5, here's the problem with not anticipating failure. And I forgot because I have this on my note. I had this thing. Here's what happens. When opportunity comes, it's already too late to prepare. And what do I mean by that? When opportunity comes, it's already too late to prepare. You know what happened let me tell you guys an idea with this. And this happened with me with crypto, as a matter of fact. I'm going to use crypto as an example for this because my mentors were always telling me, yo, Nano, put some money aside for crypto every time you get paid. I remember this lesson, and it was one of the worst lessons I ever learned when it came to investing. My mentors always told me, Nano, learn how to live off of 90% of what you make, and always put 10% to the side so that you can invest it into crypto. So for example, if I made $1,000 a week, my mentors were telling me, yo, learn how to live off of $900 and save $100 every week and put it to the side. Put that $100 to the side so that you can have money when the time comes. So I never listened. I made $1,000 a week. I spent $1,000 a week, every week. Boom, 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 boom. Now here's what happened. An opportunity came to invest into crypto where I could have got in at a really good area into an investment that could potentially 10x, 20x my investment. And it could have potentially changed my financial situation low key overnight. And what happens? The crypto investment comes. Well, I'm making $1,000. I'm spending $1,000. I don't have no money to invest. All my friends get in. Nano decides, you know what? I'll catch the next one. All my friends get into the investment. They all make insane amounts of money, while Nano stays broke because I missed the opportunity because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. You know how many people I know have done that nowadays? I remember that feeling. You know when you feel so sick to your stomach that you know that if all you did was save that $100 every single week, it could have been $50, it could have been $20 every week. But just because my lack of preparation, I missed out on an amazing opportunity for me to change my situation. I told myself after that, I'll never, ever miss an opportunity ever again. Because like I just said, when opportunity comes, it's already too late to prepare. Yeah, exactly, Pam. The feeling of knowing that you messed up hard. You know how hard it is to know that you know how hard it is to know that a little $1,000 investment could have made me $15,000, $20,000, and I missed that opportunity. Knowing that extra $15,000 to $20,000 could have helped me, could have helped my family. I could have been able to pay off some debt, all of those things. And because of my lack of preparation, I missed the opportunity. It's a bad miss. It's a bad miss. Right? And it goes back to the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Guys, anticipate this stuff. This stuff is real. Okay. All right. Let's go to number 6. Sorry, number 5. Number 5 is encourage others with your failures. Encourage others with your failures. My mentor always told me, he said, Nano, if you want to impress people, talk about your success. But if you want to impact and inspire others, talk about your failures. On this whole call, I haven't talked about any of my successes because I'm not here to impress you guys. I could sit here and talk about all the amazing things that Nano has accomplished. But I don't just want to impress you guys. I want to inspire you guys. I want to show you guys that even though I've been able to accomplish amazing things, it took a lot of failure for me to get here. It took a lot of bad misses. It took a lot of challenges. It took a lot of failed attempts for me to get to where I am today. And the reason why we can all relate to that is because we all go through hard times. We all fail. All of us on this call, we all fail. You can't relate with all my successes. Some of you guys could, some of you guys can't, but my success isn't going to pay your bills. Yeah, I could tell you that I've made this amount of money and I've traveled to this country and I've made this and I've had these accomplishments. And yes, you'll be happy for me and you'll clap for me and you'll be, excited about it, but that's not going to do nothing for you. But you know what will do something for you is you hearing that, yo, Nano went through this and he overcame that. Well, if Nano could do it, I could do it. Man, Nano's also made bad financial decisions. Nano's also slacked off on his relationship with God. Nano has also, done this, but look at what his life is now because he overcame those challenges. Look at what God is doing in his life now that he's put God first. Look at what his morning routine has done for him. Look at how much better his financial situation is now because he went through those failures that I'm also going through. So encourage others with your failures. You know what my mentor once told me, said, everything you're going through in life is because one day is going to be your turn to teach somebody else. So embrace it, love it, appreciate it. Everything that you're going through right now is so that you could one day teach it to somebody else. So that you can inspire somebody else with your failures. Everything that I went through was so that I could be able to teach my amazing leadership and mentees and mentors that I work with today. Because they come to me with their problems and I'm like, it's so crazy when you actually become a mentor. It's so amazing to see that people go through the exact same things that you go through. And now you realize it. Now when they come to you with the same exact problems that you once had to tell you, hey, how do I deal with this? How do I handle this? I'm going through this, bro. Help me get through this. And you're like, yo, you literally hear yourself in them. You hear yourself in them. Sometimes my mentees, they come to me to talk to me and I'm like, yo, that was me a year ago. That was me 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That was me. This is crazy. They're going through this business issue. They're going through this financial problem. They're going through this. They're going through that. And then you think about it and you're like, now it makes sense why I went through that. Because I needed to learn that lesson so I could be able to help Liz, so I could be able to help Alex, so I could be able to help Pam, so I could be able to help Kathy, so I could be able to help Michael, so I could help Josh, so I could help Jessica, so I could help Angelica, so I could help you guys. You start to think about it and you're like, yo, I went through those things so I can help these people. Remember, guys, it's not just about you. That's the problem sometimes. We always think that it's about us. It's not about us. It's about what we could do for others. So encourage others with your failures. Be happy about it. I failed at everything that I failed because I had to fail at those areas so that when one of you guys came to me for help and guidance, I could guide you through that process. Well, Nano, right now, I need help building my relationship with God. Well, look, this is what I've done to build my relationship with God. Nano, I need help with my finances. Look, this is what I did to get better with my finances. Nano, I'm dealing with this business issue. I'm struggling with this. This is what I did. Hey, Nano, I haven't been able to grow my brand properly on social media. Look, this is what I've done. Encourage others with your failures, guys. Embrace your failures. Everything that you're going through right now is so that one day you can help guide somebody through that exact same path that you already walked down. So even though it may suck right now, even though it may seem like it's not going to work out for you, I promise you every single thing that you're going through right now, one day is going to be used to help somebody else. Because everything that I've gone through in the last 7 years in business, life, relationships, finances, all of it, today is one of my biggest assets because now I can provide guidance and knowledge and wisdom to the people that need it that are coming behind me to help them out, to make the path easier for them. I always tell my team and I always tell all of them, I always say, hey, I had to walk through the mud so that you guys could walk on marble. I had to walk through the mud first. I had to do all the hard and go through all the challenges so that now you guys can walk on nice, beautiful white and panda marble, the most expensive marble that you could ever wonder. That's the beauty of it. I know my moms and my parents on this call can relate. Think about it. What do we do with our kids? We do our best to teach them from the things that we learned in life. I think about all the life lessons my mom tried to teach me as I was growing up that I used to think was annoying sometimes. Like, be careful who you hang out with and all these things and all these little lessons that she tried to tell me while I was growing up that I used to think were annoying. But now that I'm older and wise and more aware, I'm like, yo, sheesh, my mom was right about all this. My mom was actually right about all this stuff, you know? But what was she doing? She was teaching me from her experiences. She was showing me like, yo, look, if you don't do this, this will happen. It's a life. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 6 is process. There is a process to receive a return on failure. There's a process, which is test, fail, learn, improve, re-enter. That's the 5-step process to receive a return on failure. You test it, you'll fail, you improve. No, it's test, fail, learn, improve, re-enter. That's the process to receive a return on failure. Test, fail, learn, improve, re-enter. I test out a new strategy. I fail at it. I learn from it. I re-enter, and I'm in. That's the name of the game. That's how it works. That's literally the 5 steps. It's the 5 steps to everything in life if you think about it. You test a new strategy. Hey, it fails, fine. You learn, you improve, and you re-enter. Hey, if it happens again, you fail, you learn, you improve, and you re-enter. And you got to know where you are in your journey. Right now, I'm in a journey of, to be real, I'm in my learn and improve. I'm kind of like in that area right now. I've learned and I'm improving right now. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. So that's number 6. And then last but not least, number 7 is value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Value those lessons. I promise you. Bob Proctor taught me one of the most valuable lessons. He says, when anything happens in your life, remember these 3 things. It is what it is. Harvest the good. Forgive and let go of the rest. He taught me that and it stayed with me for the rest of my life. Anytime anything happens in my life, those are the 3 things I keep in mind. It is what it is. Harvest good. Forgive and let go of the rest. I live by that now. I literally live by it now. It is what it is. Harvest the good. Forgive and let go of the rest. So amazing. You got to keep that in mind, guys. I'm telling you, it'll change everything for you. Value these lessons. The lessons that we're all going through right now, they're so valuable. You're going to look back one day and be like, wow, I'm grateful that I went through those lessons because look at the man and the woman that I am today. Look at how much stronger I am. Look at how much more aware I am. Look at how much more conscious I am. Look at how much better of a leader, a better mom, a better dad, a better husband, a better wife, a better son, a better daughter. Look at how much better of a person I am today because of it. And none of it would have been possible had I not gone through that situation. So value only the lessons that failure can teach you. And those are the 7 ways that you can get a return on failure. All right. Number 1, I'm going to go through them one more time because I got to wrap it up here. Number 1 is keep failure and success together. Number 2 is understand the difference between a good miss and a bad miss. Number 3, embrace hard. Number 4, anticipate failure. Number 5, encourage others with your failures. Number 6, the 5-step process to receive a return on failure. And then number 7, which is value only the lessons that failure can teach you. Remember that, never forget it. If you can value that, I'm telling you, everything will change for you guys. All right. So if you guys got value from today's training, and if you're going to start looking at failure as a positive and not as a negative, put a 777 in the chat box. If you guys got value from today's call, I'm very grateful for the 150. We had close to 200 plus people on today's call. So I'm extremely grateful and blessed. Thank you guys so much for jumping on today's call. I hope that today's call was able to shift your perspective. I know a lot of this stuff you guys have heard as well, but my goal is not to just have you guys hear it again. My goal is to shift the way that you're looking at these things. Because if I can shift the way that you look at your failure, and if I can shift the way that you look at the things that are happening into your life, I'm telling you, your whole life will transform. If only one person can shift the way that they're looking at failure on this call, I did my job. But if all of us can shift the way that we're looking at the failures and the challenges and the things that happen in our lives, it could change everything for you. Number 6 was the 5-step process the 5-step process to receive a return on failure, which was test, fail, learn, improve, and re-enter. That's it right there. So I'm gonna put it in here for you just in case. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure that if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Share this with a friend. Share this with a family that needs to hear this. I'm extremely excited about everything that's about to happen with this. Everything is growing more and more and more. I have new podcasts out. I got a lot of new things that are out right now. If you're in Miami, there's a huge event happening in Miami this weekend. Actually, this gym is called No Days Off Con. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So if you're in Miami and you want to come to this event, I just posted a recent reel that gives you all the information on it. Go get a ticket. I'll be speaking at that event this weekend. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and it's going to be something for you guys to network with other people and be able to take advantage of. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys on Thursday for another episode of Mornings with Nano, YouTube and IG edition at 10:30 a.m. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do a little prayer for all of us. And, we're going to wrap it up right there. So a little quick prayer and we'll wrap it up. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to wake up on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We are so excited to go out and have a productive day. The lesson today was so valuable because we understand now that all the challenges and all the failures that we've gone through in life and are currently dealing with are happening for us. They're not happening to us. And everything that's happening is for us to become better, for us to get stronger in the areas that we're weak. It's for us to become more aware and more attentive to the areas that we're not paying attention to. And we know that everything that you're doing is to help us become better versions of ourselves. So we just want to say thank you for our challenges. Thank you for the failures. Thank you for correcting us. Sometimes we overlook the correction, but now more than ever, we're changing the way that we're looking at things, and we're going to make sure that we appreciate each and every single lesson that life gives us. So thank you for your guidance, for your protection, for your knowledge. Everything is appreciated, and I say that on behalf of everyone in the community. We are all very grateful. So let's go out there. Let's have a great day. Let's continue to be an inspiration to the rest of the world. We'll continue to build the kingdom. We're committed to it. We love you so much, God. We appreciate you. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Guys, God bless you. I love y'all. Let me go out there and have a great productive day myself. And I'll see you guys on the next call on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. God bless, fam. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you.